our next adventure on our lovely math journey. So far this week, we've been working on adding 1 or 10 more than to a number, which required us to bundle. But today, we're going to reverse that. And instead, we're going to be working with less than, finding 1 or 10 less than a number, which is going to require us to unbundle in order to do that, to take apart a larger unit to make a smaller unit. So, as we're reversing our skills, let's check out our learning target for Wednesday. It says, I can trade 1 of a larger unit for 10 of a smaller unit when finding less than. So as we're working with less than today, we're going to have to trade or unbundle 1 of a larger unit to make 10 of a smaller unit. We're going to have to take apart, trade, unbundle that larger unit so we can get 10 of that smaller unit in order to take away 1 or 10 less than. This sometimes happens when we're subtracting and taking away value. So we're going to practice this unbundling trading knowledge today. So to kick it off, I reversed these sentences from yesterday, and can you shout them out for me? So if we have 110, a larger unit, it equals how many ones? A smaller unit. 110 equals 10 ones, of course. 110 equals 10 ones. So then, 100, our larger unit, equals how many tens? Our smaller unit. 100 is 10 tens because 1 of a larger unit equals 10 of a smaller unit. So this is the same knowledge as yesterday. We're just switching it, starting from larger and going to smaller. Okay, so with this knowledge, we are going to use it to be finding less than today. We're working with less than. Let's remind ourselves, what does it mean to find less than? If we're being asked 1 or 10 less than, are we going to count up or are we going to count down for less than? Do we count up or down? We count down, of course. Less than, we're counting down. And does that mean once we count down, are we going to get a smaller or a bigger value because of that? When we're finding less than, will our number get smaller or bigger? Our number will get smaller, of course, because we're taking away value, counting down, so we'll end up with smaller value, a smaller number. Just like our pencils over here on the side, we see that each pencil is less than the other, and our pencils are getting smaller in value every time. So, with this knowledge of less than, finding 1 or 10 less, that also means we are doing what? What is this called? We're subtracting. To take away value, find less than, is to subtract, minus. Okay, with this unbundling and less than knowledge, let's get out all our place value tools that we've been working on and figure out how to take away 1 or 10 less. Okay, you got all your tools out, you're set up and ready to go? Let's check out our first number sentence of less than day. Can you read it with me, second grade? It says, 10 less than 300 is blank. So, based off this number sentence, what are we taking away? What are we going to subtract? How much? A 10. We're only taking away 10 less than. So, to start, let's show how much we have so far. We've got 300 Can you show 300 on our board? How many hundreds will we place down? 300s, of course. So can you show 300s any way you can? Awesome. 1, 2, 300s. So we have our number nice and shown on our board. And like we said, second grade, we're going to find 10 less than. But can you take a look? How many 10s do we have right now? None. There's 0. There's no 10s. So how are we going to take away a 10 when we don't even have any? There's already 0. This is where our unbundling knowledge comes in. In order for us to get 10s that we can then take away from, we have to trade or unbundle a larger unit. We have to break apart that larger unit in order to get 10s to subtract from. So let's do that. From 10s, the larger unit is hundreds. So if we're going to take a larger unit, a hundreds, we're going to break it apart, unbundle it. How many 10s will we get? 100 equals how many 10s? 10 10s, of course. So can you show those 10 10s on your place value chart? We just unbundled our 100 to make 10 10s, our smaller unit. So we still have 300 up on our board. We just took one of a larger unit and made it 10 of a smaller unit. And now, second grade, we have 10s that we can take from. So let's go ahead and do that. Can you count 10 less than? Take away a 10. If we take away a 10, what number do we have now? What do we got? 290 with our 9 10s. 290. So can you read this full sentence with me? Everybody, here we go. 10 less than 300 is 290. In order for us to take away a 10 from this 0 10s, we had to break apart a larger unit to get those 10 of a smaller unit. So this is how we're combining our unbundling and less than skills together in order to take away that 1 or the 10. Okay, we're off to a fantastic start. Let's go again. So everybody, reset, reset. Okay, are you all nice and reset? Let's check out our next problem. It's pretty similar, but still different. Can you read it with me? 10 less than 303 is blank. Okay, in this problem, what are we taking away? We're subtracting 10 less than. We're going to take away a 10. And what are we taking away from? 303. So let's show it on our board. Awesome. In 303, how many ones are there? How many ones? There's 3 ones. Let's go ahead and show 3 ones. Awesome. How many 10s are there? There's none. What about hundreds? How many hundreds? 300s again. Let's go ahead and show those 300s. Awesome. So everybody has 303. So second grade, this problem is asking us to take away a 10. But if you look at our number, again, do we have any 10s right now? No, we don't have any 10s. So thinking back to our last problem, how are we going to take a 10 away? Where are we going to get some 10s from? What are we going to do? We have to unbundle, break apart a larger unit in order to get 10s so we can take one away. So, if we need some 10s, we're going to unbundle what unit? A 100. We're going to break apart this larger unit. So my friends, if we're going to break apart 100, how many 10s will we get? How many 10s will we get? 10 10s, of course. Our smaller unit, 10 10s. So let's go ahead. Can you show those 10 10s that you unbundled? Awesome. There we go. Our larger unit, 100, became 10 of a smaller unit, the 10s. So now, are we able to take away a 10? Yes, we are. So go ahead, let's do that. Take away a 10. Looking at our number, second grade, can you take a look at the ones? Did we change the ones? Did we touch them? Do anything to the ones? No, we didn't. We didn't change the ones at all. We left them alone because all we were taking away was a 10. So that means nothing had to change in the ones. They stayed the same because all we were doing was taking away a 10. So, if we didn't change the ones, what is our final answer? What do we have on the board? This number is 293. 293. Can you read our final sentence for me? It says 10 less than 303 is 293. What we did to solve was take a larger unit and unbundle it for 10 of a smaller unit in order to take away. And what we also made sure to do was leave our ones place alone. There's still 3 ones because we didn't have to change those ones place at all. It remained the same. Okay, second grade, great job. Let's keep going and sharpen our skills. Are you ready? Reset. But before we can move on and do another problem, we gotta give ourselves a break for all our great work. So stand up with me on your 2 feet, give your body some movement that it needs, and I've got a this or that question. Okay, are you already moving? Which of these would you rather be? A sports watcher? Would you rather go to a sports game in a stadium? If so, you're going to do disco for 5 seconds. Or would you rather be on the field playing the big game in a stadium? If so, you're going to do rock and roll for 5 seconds. So would you rather go watch a big sports game or be a player in a big sports game? You got your choice. What would you pick? I'm not very athletic, so I'm going to be watching the sports game and doing disco dancing as well. Are you ready? Okay, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job moving your body. So sit back nice and carefully in your seat and make sure you've got a clean place value chart. Okay, you ready for problem number 3? Let's check it out. It says, all together, 1 less than 150 is blank. So in this problem, second grade, what are we going to take away? We need to find how much less than? 1, just 1 less than. And our starting number is 150. So let's show it on our board. How many ones? 0. How many tens? 5 tens. Let's go ahead and show 5 tens. And how many hundreds? Just 100. 100. Okay, so you should have on your board, just like me, 150. So with 150, we are being asked to find one less than. So it wants us to take away a 1. But if we look at the ones place, do we have any ones to take from? No, we have 0 ones. There's nothing to take away. So what are we going to do, second grade? How can we find one less than? What do we need to do? We need to unbundle a larger unit. In this case, what would that be? If we want ones, what would our larger unit be? A 10. So we need to unbundle a 10. 110 equals how many ones of a smaller unit? 10 ones, 10 of a smaller unit. So can we show all of that? Those 10 ones that we just created by unbundling. Awesome. Show them all. We've got 10 ones. We took a 10, a larger unit, unbundled it to make 10 of a smaller unit, 10 ones. So now, super scholars, can we take away a 1? Yes, we can. So go ahead and do that. Take away a 1. Okay, awesome. So now we were able to do 1 less than. But can we look at our hundreds? Did we change our hundreds? Do we still only have 1? Yep, we didn't change our hundreds at all. We left them the same because all we had to do was take away a 1, which didn't need us to touch our hundreds at all. So we were only unbundling part of this number, and we left our hundreds all by themselves. So second grade, what number do we have on our board? What do we see? This is 149. 149. Can you read our final answer with me? We've got 1 less than 150 is 149. So in this problem, we just had to take 1 of a larger unit and turn it into 10 of a smaller unit in order to subtract. And our hundreds place stayed the same. It didn't need to change because all we were doing was taking away 1. So only part of our number was changing. Okay, we've done a lot of awesome work with less than. Let's practice one last problem together to really get it set in stone. So everybody, reset. Dun-dun-dun. And last but not least, this is our problem to tackle. What do we got, super scholars? Dun-dun-dun. 10 less than 204 is blank. Okay, in this problem, what is it asking us to do? Find how many less than? 10. So we're going to take away a 10. We're going to take away a 10. So what are we starting with? What's our number? 204. So can we show 204 on our chart? How many ones are we going to show? How many ones are there? 4 ones. Let's show those 4 ones. How many tens? No tens. How many hundreds? 200s, of course. Awesome. 200s and 4 10s. Okay, so take a look, second grade, at 204, and then take a look at our problem. What's the issue? If we want to take away a 10 from 204, what's our problem? We don't have any 10s. There's no 10s to take away from. That's the problem, but how can we solve it? Mathematicians, what is the solution? What do we need to do? If we want to take away a 10, we have to break apart, unbundle a larger unit, and what would that be? If we want some 10s, what's our larger unit? 100. So, if we're going to break apart 100, unbundle it, that larger unit, how many 10s, a smaller unit, will we get? 100 equals, how many 10s? 10 10s, of course. Awesome. Let's show all that smaller unit that we just made. Okay. Our 10 of a smaller unit. Okay, now that we have 10 of a smaller unit, what can we do? We can take away that 10. So go ahead and do that. We are now able to take away a 10 because we unbundled. But wait, what about the ones? Can you tell me about the ones, please? They didn't change. We left them alone, left them chill. We didn't touch the ones because we only had to take away a 10. When we were taking away a 10, we didn't need to change the ones at all. So what's our final number, second grade? We've got 194. 194. Let's read our final sentence all together, nice and loud. Da, da, da. 10 less than 204 is 194. We were able to subtract because we took one of a larger unit and created 10 of a smaller unit. And when that happened, our ones place stayed the same. It didn't need to change. We still had 4 ones both times. Okay, awesome work today, reversing our skills and solving less than with our awesome place value knowledge. So now that you've been such awesome mathematicians, it's going to be your turn to show me what you know with your Wednesday Dojo worksheet. Okay, we have a very similar looking worksheet to yesterday, except now it's asking us to trade and combine our less than skills. Remember, to trade means to unbundle or break apart when we're trying to find less than. So you have 5 problems you are going to tackle today with your awesome math skills, finding 1 or 10 less than. As you're taking away 1 or 10, you have to look for what am I taking away, and in order to do that, what larger unit am I going to have to break apart to get 10 of a smaller unit? So just like yesterday, I highly encourage you and recommend to keep your place value chart out so you can really see and move around the numbers to truly understand what's happening when you have to break apart a larger unit to get 10 of a smaller unit so you can solve those subtraction problems. So we need to go nice and slow, paying attention to what we're taking away and then what we need to unbundle And therefore, what's left over? There's a lot of steps and questions to ask yourself, just like we did today, and I can't wait to see all your awesome knowledge on your worksheet on this Wednesday. Okay, mathematicians, let's give ourselves a big pat on the back for all our hard work, and here we go!